Hello everybody, Big Al here. Now, I've been killing it on sports betting, specifically UFC, and smashed it last card, called Petr Yan by decision, plus 550. Had a few big plus money bets as well. Manuel Torres came through. Um, Talbot by decision, nice three-team parlay in the beginning. Missed on Moreno, and Pantoja injury was unfortunate, but still went about 10 for 4 on the card. Um, I decided to make these videos now, see how it goes. Up over 70 units, started half the year through. So let's see if we can make something happen out of this. And here in Las Vegas, playing WPT, so I had some time to kill, so I wanted to make this video for y'all. Starting with the card, UFC, which is going to be Royval versus Kape. This here is going to be at the Apex, so smaller arena. Now, first fight of the night, you got Jamie Lynn Harth versus Teresa Bleda. Gotta bet Bleda here. I got her at minus 145 at the win. Now she is up to minus 165 on some books, 155, 160. Wouldn't really want to touch her past 170. She's the better overall fighter. She's been off for a couple of years. She tore her ACL, so that's never good. But who she's going up against, there are levels, and Bleda's on a different level than this girl. Harth depends on her size to win fights. Bleda has size, can be physical, and is the better overall MMA fighter. The caveat is, of course, the torn ACL and the time off, but I think she took a good amount of time off. I just watched the weigh-ins, and she came in looking great. So I put her in a parlay, quarter to a half a unit. Like the pick, don't love the pick because there's too many red flags, but like to start the night off with the win. Next fight is going to be Guillermo Pat versus Alan Fry. Fucking skip this one. Fuck this fight. Two big boys that we don't know a lot about, not a lot of UFC experience. If you are interested in the line, Pat looked to be about 160. Fry is plus 140. I just stay away from it. Some people are saying Pat because Fry just fights cans, but I can't trust big guys with power. You don't know what's going to happen. So if you're going to skip any fight, I would definitely skip this one on the betting angle. If you have to bet, the bet's going to be Pat. Now, one of my favorite fights of the night, Melissa Croden versus Luana Santos. And it's not because Luana Santos shakes her ass. I mean, it helps. But I really like Melissa Croden overall. She's getting better. Loved her in her last fight. Won a big plus money on her in her last fight. She looked great. She's a big girl. Luana Santos relies on grappling. And she's great at BJJ. But Melissa Croden's going to be hard to keep down. She might get her down in the first round. But I think Croden's going to be able to keep this on the feet in the second round and the third round. I see Croden piecing her up easily, maybe even getting a stoppage in the third. But I see Croden winning this fight at plus 110. It's great value. Really like the pick. Luana Santos is great, has a wonderful ass, loves to shake it, has a lot of opportunities probably outside of the UFC, which I don't love in a fighter. Croden's 35, but I think she's getting into her UFC and MMA prime. She's just getting better and better. So if you look at her recent fights, I'm going with the Canadian. Plus 110, put it in a parlay, straight bet it. It's one of my favorite picks of the night as far as straight picks go at plus 110. I'd bet it up to minus 115, minus 120, maybe minus 125. I like it. Next, Sean Sharif versus Stephen Aspin. So, for those of you that don't know, Stephen Aspin used to be 500 pounds. This is his UFC debut. He won on the Contender Series. Was a big underdog, actually. Knocked the guy the fuck out. I like Stephen Aspin. I like the fact that he was 500 pounds. Now he just weighed in and he looked amazing at 262. Now, flab all over. You know, I know a little bit of Flab myself, but the guy's carried 500 pounds, man. When you carry a lot of weight, you can give and take punches. Now, on top of that, the determination for him to get down, and he's still losing weight, still getting in better shape. He's taking this very, 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 very seriously. Sean Sharif is a decent fighter, also a big boy. He weighed in, looked okay, but Aspen got more power. I think he wants it more, bigger. I mean, if it goes on the ground, I don't know how Aspen's gonna look. Maybe he's gonna mother milk him. You know, he could definitely suffocate him. That'd be my go-to move. But Aspen by knockout, Aspen knockout in the first round. Value's probably there. He's minus 220, so I did put him in a parlay. As far as value on this fight, now we're gonna start taking a look at value. I don't like it to go decision. Under 1.5 is minus 205. Might as well just keep it at an Aspen inside the distance, minus 175. I think you get Aspen just KO, because I don't think he's going to submit the guy. At minus 130, 135 might be slightly better value. And if you really want to go for it, go Aspen first round TKO. I wouldn't be surprised if I give it. There it is. Plus 195. There's your value. Put a little quarter unit, maybe even tenth of a unit on the first round. Put them in a parlay. Okay, you could start the night off with Bleda, Croden, and Aspen in a parlay. If you just do Bleda and Aspen, you're getting plus money. If Bleda loses, you could put Croden in there. You could do a 3-teamer. I like those 3 to start off the card. I always like starting the card off with a nice, easy 2 to 1-ish, 3 to 1-ish parlay that I think has good value. And if it misses, we have plenty of fights to catch up on. Now, the next fight of the night, Neil Magny versus Yaroslav Amosov. So Yaroslav Amosov is coming from Bellator 1, whatever, Pride, or the fuck, or Strike Force, whatever the fuck he was. Wasn't in the UFC. Coming in again, champion, all this stuff about him. Oh no, he's the real one now. No, not Pico, not Pico. Oh, no, not a tarantula looking guy. No, not that guy. No, he's gonna be the one. He's gonna be the one. And they give him the test of testing, Neil Magny. He's a great grappler. He should win this fight, technically speaking. But against Neil Magny, this guy he destroys dreams, man. I don't know why they do this to these guys coming from different promotions. But that's a tough out. If he can beat Magny, okay. Now we got somebody who can start taking a look at the top 15. But Magny is a tricky one. So if this was even money, I'd take Amosov. Amosov minus 150, I'd take Amosov. Amosov's minus 400 against Magny, who just thrives in these spots, right? Magny just did it. His last fight, Jake Matthews ruined my parlay. Matthews did have him tapped out, though. That was weird, I will admit. But nevertheless, Magny, from the ones that didn't see it, it was the worst. Magny tapped, and then they stopped the fight, and then Magny says he doesn't tap, and then they continue the fight, and then Magny ends up choking him out in the 3rd round. Great job on Magny's part. He's always in it. I would not bet against Magny in this spot, not at minus 400. If you want to go ahead and take a flyer at plus 300 on Magny, I cannot blame you at all. That's a good little sprinkle. Yeah, he's up to about plus 320 on some lines, 340 on some lines. Yeah, Amosov is minus 420, minus 450. Don't like it to go to decision because either one of these guys could sub the other. Don't like the submission bet because it could also go to decision. It could just, hump his leg for 3 rounds. stay away. Fight to end of the now. If you want real value, Magny to win in the third round. If you just want to fucking sprinkle some action, plus like 45 million or some shit. Let's see, Magny wins in round 1 or 2, 900. No. Magny wins in the final round or decision plus 500. Fight to end in the third round submission plus 1,000. Good value. I mean, I'm probably staying away. I'm just gonna watch as a fan. But I do want to see Magny third round if I could find that here. I almost saw third round. This plus line. I don't think nobody's knocking each other out in this one. I don't think, at least. I think it's gonna be a submission if the fight ends. Fight ends in third is just plus 600. Magny submission second round 3,500. Magny submission third round 4,000. That might be worth a sprinkle. If you could find a book that's gonna give that to you. I think MGM is doing it, potentially. Let me double check here. No, that's not MGM. Whatever the fuck that is. I don't know if you're going to be able to find that line, but if you do, feel free. Next fight actually got changed up on us. It was going to be some Armenian guy. But he got replaced by some Australian guy. So Janison Brito versus Isaac Thompson. Don't know enough about Thompson, but he's up and coming, young, hungry kid from Australia. They breed him. They breed good fighters. They breed them all down there. I think he's a plus 180 last I checked. Let me just double check and see what the lines are right now. Yeah, he's plus 190 at Caesars. Brito's minus 230. If you're gonna bet on this fight, I mean, Brito's, I liked him better in his earlier matchup against Bagdasarian, whoever the fuck he was fighting. Yeah, Bagdasarian. Probably skip this one, but if you need a bet quarter unit on Thompson, I think it's more value. Betting on the unknown at plus money, Thompson could come out there and look good, or he could just get completely demolished. I don't like the minus 230 because I don't like, giving up so much juice on the unknown. But Thompson has a solid record, 9-2. From what I've seen, he looks scrumptious. He's young, he's hungry. It's super last minute though, super last minute. But if he's a fighter, he's young, he's hungry, he should not have a problem getting in there and to have some fun, sprinkle, but I would probably skip because it's just too many red flags. Next fight here. If it's gonna be the Lemos fight or Amanda Lemos versus Gillian Robertson. So I do see value in this fight. I see Amanda Lemos at plus 170 has some value. I think Gillian Robertson does have the edge. I think Gillian should be minus 130, minus 140, not a minus 200. Personally, because if Gillian can't keep Lemos down, Lemos wins this fight. And being from Brazil, being a tough girl, Lemos has fought some of the best. Great stand-up. Lemos has a chance here. Now, she's 38. Gillian's on a fight, I think on a 5-fight win streak. She's looking pretty good, but she's dominating lower level competition. So this is a step up in competition for Robinson by a bit. But Lemos is also declining. Now she's the ultimate pro though. Her weigh-ins look good. They both look really good. If Robinson keeps her down and does the ground and pound, Robinson wins this fight. Lemos can keep it up for at least 2 of the rounds. She'll win 29-28. Plus 170. If I had to bet, I'll take Lemos with the value. I'm not giving up that much juice for Robinson against somebody who has potential like Lemos. So I'd either skip this fight or take Lemos, or potentially Lemos by decision. If you want more value, Lemos by decision might not be the worst play, because I don't think Lemos is knocking her out. I don't think she's gonna do it. But I do see her winning a close fight. Let's see, Lemos, there you are. She's plus 160 now, so some money's coming in on Lemos. And put it in draw. Lemos TKO plus 650. Nope. Robinson TKO. Nope. Robinson submission plus 220. Nope. Lemos decision plus 360. Yeah, that's not bad. Quarter unit on that, maybe a little bit less. That's not bad. So Lemos would be the betting pick. Overall, probably gonna skip the fight. Maybe if I do bet, it's gonna maybe just put a quarter unit on the decision. Next, I think we are getting into another added fight here. Bobby King Green versus Lance Gibson Jr. Why is Bobby still? He needs the money. Bobby's kind of lost to the best. Lance Gibson, I haven't had a lot of time to research Lance Gibson, but from the people I've talked to, from what I've seen, young, hungry, some power. Bobby should never be a minus 230 at this stage. At this stage in his career, there's no way you could justify Bobby being. He's minus 220 at Caesars. Lance Gibson is plus 180 at Caesars. Luckily, I'm staying at Caesars. It looks like other lines have it down. MGM's at plus 165. I think money's coming in on Gibson, which is a good sign. Bobby's been cracked, man. I think if you're gonna bet on this fight, plus 180 is good value. I'd much rather go plus 180 on Gibson than minus 220 on Green. Again, don't know enough about Gibson. He hasn't had a ton of UFC experience, or any fucking UFC experience. I think this might be his first fight. Bobby, of course, has all the fucking UFC experience. They breed him well in Canada too, man. Yeah, this is going to be his first fight. He won his last two. He lost power jab to ground strikes to Vladimir Tokov, undefeated guy. That was back in March of 23. It's a solid record. Guy looks good. 9-1. That was his only fight. I didn't see that fight, so I can't really talk too much about it. I will do a little bit more research on this and potentially have more info tomorrow before I make a bet on it. But if I had to bet, Lance Gibson Jr. at plus 180 would be the value. Next down the list here, Marcus Buchecha versus Kennedy versus JF Kennedy. So Kennedy is minus 130. Buchecha is plus 110. Buchecha's BJJ all day. It's big boy. Big boy's doing BJJ and only BJJ. Kennedy is an MMA fighter. Got power, good stand-up. Been working on his ground game. I think he has more solid UFC experience. Minus 130? I take Kennedy. If Buchecha does not submit him, I think he will more than likely gas, but he has nothing for him on the feet. So with big boys, I mean, Kennedy has a lot of strength, man. He's gonna weighed in, look good. I don't think Buchecha is that great at BJJ, and he's good at BJJ, but MMA versus BJJ, MMA wins. I think Kennedy is solid at MMA, solid overall. Not great, but at minus 130, almost even money, I think he has the edge here. I think he opened up at minus 200, if I'm correct, and went down to minus 130. Now, I don't know why so much money came in on the other guy, but I do agree he should not be a minus 200. I would not bet him on minus 200. Wouldn't put him in a parlay at minus 200. But at minus 130, there's my value. I think I would not want to bet it any more than that. Minus 140 is where I would cut it. So I think it's priced right there. He's still the favorite, and rightfully so. I think he's bigger. I think he's stronger. I think he's going to piece him up on the feet. And I don't think he's going to be kept down for too long. Unless he gets submitted in the first round, then whoops. But pretty confident, decently confident pick on that one. I do like Kennedy, and I did put him in my parlay and bet him straight. Next, I think we're in the Costa fight here. How do we feel about betting on guys with pink hair? Yeah, Morgan Charrier versus Mademoiselle Costa. I don't like the French. I just don't like the French. I did miss last week on Ziam. That was the one real miss that I had, was on Ziam. But I still hate the French. I have to go with Costa at even money at minus 110. That would be the better value. I think Costa's the overall better MMA fighter. Charrier is stronger, may knock him out, but I doubt it. I think the Brazilian's going to give it to him. Would probably skip this fight, but if you have to bet on it, I like the minus 110. Now, I think we're finally getting into the two picks that I love. Is Cesar Alameda. No, that's not the one I love, but he's fighting Cezary Olajaychuk. Hands down, Olajaychuk's gonna win this fight. I haven't been this confident in 7 weeks. Yes, Alameda has more experience in the UFC. Yes, Cesary's first fight in the UFC, not including the Contender Series, but he looks great. He's fighting with the Fighting Nerds, or training with the Fighting Nerds rather. I think he's better than his brother. He's shown great strength, great knowledge of MMA, and he has a lot of extensive MMA background, just not in the UFC. Almeida, he's going to get starched. Olajaychuk's been minus 200 this whole week, and I think he's about minus 220 on most lines, so money is coming in on Olajaychuk. You might still be able to find him at minus 205 in some places. Now, if you want better value, Olajaychuk by knockout. Olajaychuk wins in the first round is about plus 290 in some books. Plus 275. That's good value. Under round and a half, plus 110. That's good value. I don't see this fight going too long. But overall, put Olajaychuk in every single parlay that you have. That is one of our locks. The next lock of the night is Giga Chikadze versus Kevin Vallejos. Hands down, Vallejos is winning this fight. He was minus 300 all week. He's minus 320 now. Might still find him at minus 300 some places. If you parlay Cezary Olajaychuk with Vallejos, you're getting about even money. So put 2 units on that parlay, and also put those two in separate ladder parlays that I'll get into a different video. But Giga's on his way out. All he has is the Giga kick. This is Vallejos' time to shine. He weighed in, looked great. He is gonna destroy Giga. He's gonna put. It's a perfect fight for him to get his name out there. UFC knows what they're doing. Giga's on his way out. Kevin is on his way in. Yes, Giga's longer, Giga's taller, but he just relies on that one kick and good kickboxing. Kevin's gonna bring all the pressure in the world. I don't see how an aging Giga has a chance in this world to beat Kevin Vallejos unless Kevin breaks his arm like Pantoshi. So value-wise, I like him in parlays. Probably decision because I don't think Giga's ever been knocked out. So Giga can take it. Kevin by decision with over 2.5 rounds, minus 152. Also not bad. Kevin, Vallejos submission. Vallejos inside. Plus 150 by decision. Not bad as a side bet, but definitely all in Jacek and Vallejos parlay. Favorite pick of the week. Like that pick better than probably any pick that I had last week. So finally, main event of the night: Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape. I don't like Manel Kape. Why is he a minus 300? I don't have any fucking idea. All his fights he wins have question marks for me. The Asu fight, he poked his eyes out. He just it was insane. He was scratching him like a cat trying to get out of a fucking hole. And the ref didn't do shit about it. I think they're onto these eye pokes nowadays. So, also, Kape's missed weight twice. He still hasn't weighed in, I don't think. Royval weighed in, looked great, constant professional. But back to Kape, he's missed weight twice, had canceled the fight once for it. If you look at some of his pictures, his left hip looks like mine, which makes me think that he's definitely doing steroids. He's a cheater. He's also won by groin shots as well. They like this guy, get it. He has power, he's slick. But Royval, man, he can take it. He can give it. I don't think he's going to knock Kape out, but it's a 5-round fight. Royval's fought 5 rounds plenty of times. Kape really hasn't. Can Kape catch Royval? Sure. But Royval went all 3 with Van, and Van was, giving him everything, and he couldn't knock him out. And Royval's, at one point, I thought was winning the fight until Van put it on him the last few minutes. He's fought the best. If you look at who they both fought solid competition. Royval's obviously better competition. But for him to be a plus 240 underdog against a cheater like Kape, it makes no fucking sense to me. If Kape was minus 150, okay, I get it. That's a little bit closer of a line, but I'll put it to you this way. Even at plus 110, plus 120, plus 130, I think I'm going Royval. I think he wins a 5-round decision. In fact, I believe it was plus 550 to win by decision, which is one of the better values that I've seen. Now, don't put this in any parlays. These are straight bets. You don't want to ruin your parlay because Kape is a fucking cheater and he's on steroids. So I don't like betting on guys on steroids, but Royval plus 240, plus 550 decision. That's just, plus 550 decision. Some books have it at plus 650 decision. That's good fucking value, man. So, just to recap real quick, not going the opposite direction, we got Royval as one of our biggest plus money plays. I like it. I like it. I don't necessarily love it because he just came from a banger with Van, so I don't know how he's gonna be dealing with that. But I still, at those odds, you're getting the best value there. Vallejos, all in Jacek, parlay, money. Cost over Charrier, decent value there, minus 110. If you can find it minus 110, some books have cost at minus 120. Kennedy Njeku, minus 130, solid money. Lemos, if you have to bet it, plus 170. I skipped the Burrito fight, honestly. I just don't know enough about the guy he's fighting. But if you want value, Thompson plus 180, just a sprinkle. Magny fight, Magny submission 3rd round, plus 4,000 as a sprinkle. Otherwise, skip this fucking fight. Steven Asplund to knock out Sean Sharif in the 1st round. Melissa Croden, love this girl, plus 110, bet it straight. If you want value, you could take a look at Croden 3rd round. There's possible that she gets her down there, but at plus 110, maybe I put it in a parlay with Vallejos and Jacek as well. skipping the fry fight and putting Bleda in a little parlay. It's a little parlay I made yesterday right here. Little 6-teamer. Read it off to you. Vallejos minus 310, Olajaychik minus 220, Kennedy minus 135, Steven Asplund minus 220, Croden plus 110, and Bleda minus 145. Pays a little over 16 to 1, so plus 1600, a little over plus 1600. $100 wins you 1600, $200 wins you 3200, and $45, I believe. $56 rather. We'll have a few more parlays, and I will have more info after I see Kape weigh in and see how his titties sag. But that's it for now. Peace. Good betting.